today. And by 1-800-COLLECT, the way we call collect today. And our Buffalo Hardwood starting goaltender is Ron Tugnutt. He's been in there all the way for the Ottawa Senators throughout this series, and will begin again tonight. And Steve Shields starting his second game in a row after coming on in relief of Dominic Hasek. And even at 1-1, now we get things underway. Puck is chipped down the ice and hustling back after it. Lokinen peeling down behind his own net. Pekka hustling now. Pekka knocks him down. No penalty called. Daw keeping it in. Trying to tip it to the other side. It's taken away and recovers. Zoltan feeding it to Lokinen. Lokinen drops it back in his own end. Pitlick sliding one away to center. That's picked out of the air by Ward, and he tapped it back in. Daw racing after it. Pitlick knocks it away, and it's fed all the way back down the ice. Charging after it now. Zhitnik for Pekka to Zhitnik. Ottawa has made some changes. It's tapped to center, slapped right back into the corner again. Buffalo changing up. Schmelik recovers. Feeding it to Shatan, banks it out to center ice, but it's tapped back in the other direction by Lambert. Alfredson scooting after it. Watched by Burridge. Came back to the play. The long shot is knocked down, and Holzinger trying to get it out of there. Kicks it free. Holzinger legging it away to center, pulling away from Alfredson. Holzinger in over the line, trying to get it to Burridge. Couldn't get it in. Backhand rebound, and it's slapped away. Brought out now by Lambert. He'll tap it up ahead. Zoltak shot. That caroms off the glass. In behind the net, Shields hooks it all the way around to Shatan. Shatan taking a peek, trying to slide away at center ice, and does. Shatan whips it up on the wing. Holzinger squeezed out at the blue line. Cunningworth trying to come back. He's checked by Shannon. Hit ahead by Buchanan. And a long shot handled now by Shields, who slips it off to Shannon around to the boards. Burridge getting tied up with his man. A kick after them on the wall. Big getting involved, but Buffalo's Wilson pries it free. Wilson comes away to center, flipped it in over the line, but Shannon gets it back and just eases it back through the middle. Shannon recovering there. Shannon tapping it up in the wing, but it comes to the line. Not out. It's kept in there, and that'll be knocked down, and Buffalo's Wilson starts away. Wilson taking the long shot. Tugnutt handles that. Leaving it to Lokinen. Leading it around on the boards. Recovered now and sent away through center ice. It'll be banked off the boards and tipped out to center once again. Dackel taking a bump. Free for Galley, whipping it ahead. Grosek spinning around, can't get it in, goes after it again. Galley helps him out. Grosek turns once more. Over to Bugner. Bugner all the way back to Galley. Galley stepping away to center ice, whips it up on the wing, and it got away from Audette, who races after it in the corner. Gets there first. Audette firing in there, keeping it in. Took his shot. Tugnutt picked it away. Rebound. Kept in by Buffalo, right in front of the net. Rebound and shot. Tugnutt making the save on Audette. And the Senators whip it down the ice. This will be icing a great opportunity for Buffalo, but Tugnutt comes up large again.
And it was on Donald Audette. A point-blank shot as Audette is still searching for his first goal of the playoffs. And Tugnutt robbed him from 10 feet in front. Great play by Derek Plant. Good hustle. And here's the shot by Audette. The puck was wobbling. I don't think he shot the puck exactly where he wanted to. But great stand-up goaltending. I know Buffalo, you think back to game one, beat Tugnutt up high. And here's that line we talked about. Barnaby, May, and Ray on the ice.
Buffalo's about to sick the dogs on the Senators. Barnaby winning it, getting it back for Schmelik. Schmelik cutting into the middle, took a shot, but that one hit Redden and pops off the glass. Bonk dropping it back in his own zone, now accepting a pass, and May took a run at him. Bonk's got it again, and he gets flattened by Ray. Jammed off the boards. May tried to get away. He'll dump it in. And that ends up going over the glass and out of play. No score in the early going on Empire.
No question. It's no doubt. Because hearing's believing. No Doubt, live in concert. Saturday, May 17th, live at Marine Midland Arena. Special guests, the Vandals and Civ. Get tickets now at the box office. All Fantastics ticket outlets and Topps friendly markets are charged by phone. Produced by Delsner Slater Enterprises.
No score here in the opening period. 16:46 remaining, and Matthew Barnaby has a different look tonight. He is sporting a silver tooth, and he said he went to the dentist yesterday. Those 4 teeth are missing in the front. He said that's a silver tooth for each round of the playoffs.
Io Silver. Shannon whipping one back in, and Shannon gets nailed on the wall by McEachern. Pitched around on the glass again and sent all the way into Buffalo territory. Yes, sir. They'll gather it in back there, and then he'll come back into the Ottawa end for a face-off. And our Vicks Deep Discount scratches tonight.
Well, a change for the Senators is Tom Chorsky is suffering from the flu, so that means Denis Lambert is back in the lineup. And a change tonight also for Buffalo with, of course, Matthew Barnaby. That means Primo will sit tonight out. Jacques Martin with that line of Yashin, McEachern, and Radek Bonk. And Buffalo comes back now with a Pekka line.
Dan Maruelli just sent Barnaby to the bench. He pointed to his sweater and grabbed his sweater and said, "You got to get off the ice." Now, I'm not sure what that's all about. Is it torn or something? Whatever. I think the Sabres were about to make a line change in any event. Jam it around on the boards, and it's stuck back into the corner. Maruelli for referee tonight. Shane Heim, Jay Shires are the linesmen. And again, Ottawa clearing it back into the Buffalo end. That's 3 icings against the Senators. 1, 2, 3.
You mentioned the line of Yashin along with McEachern and Radek Bonk. Ted Nolan has a Pekka line constantly against them. He is looking for more emotion, and there's the guy that can certainly provide that. Matthew Barnaby is back and in the lineup. Michael Pekka, this line for Buffalo, looking for more offense. They were saying that they feel they've given the Yashin line too much respect. And Maruelli is now over talking to Jacques Martin. I'm wondering if he's saying, look, you've got to speed up the line changes, and Jacques Martin now pointing toward the Buffalo bench, or is he pointing towards his forwards? I think that's what he's doing, and the referee Maruelli is forcing him to send back the Yashin line. And Matthew Barnaby, as Rick was mentioning, might have had a torn jersey because he just put a new one on.
So now finally, the protocol is out of the way, and we'll get ready to play hockey again. Ward tipping it around behind the net. Dahl working to keep it in there, and does, but it's not free and dribbled out to center. And will be covered up by Galley. Galley turning, sliding it across ice, banked off the boards, hit a skate. Ward did. Now he goes after it again, and it's chipped by McEachern in around behind the Buffalo goal. Jipnik. This time out, they're sending it up on the wing. Tip back through the middle, and goes all the way to Pekka. Pekka to Galley. Galley sending it across for Jipnik. Jipnik steps away and comes to center ice, and then he loses control. Zoltok can't get away, though, as Dahl was back quickly to steal it away from him. Galley, and it come back through center. Across to Pekka, in over the line. Pekka hanging on to the puck. Took his shot, that went off the leg. Ward charges after it, sending it back to the point. Jipnik holding it in. They try to fire it down low, but it's cleared out to center. Ottawa coming away 3-on-1. In over the line come the Senators. There's Zoltok, but it's called on the offside. And it's noise in this building. I did not hear the whistle.
Well, you just do not like to make mistakes like that if you're Ottawa by going offside. The Sabres defenseman Jipnik got caught at the line, and Jacques Martin, I guarantee you, will not appreciate that play. It was Jipnik who was very aggressive by staying in late in the Ottawa blue line, and the Senators broke back the other way. Zoltok carrying the puck, and Alfredson jumped in offside. Ryan Holzinger created a great scoring chance early in the game with his speed to the outside, and that's something the Sabres talked about this morning of using more frequently.
We whipped high in the air off the glass in the corner. Shannon carrying around behind the net, feeding it to Chatan. Didn't get it out. It's kept in by Retton with a shot, and Shields has that one trapped and hangs onto it.
Now, one thing you do not want to do in this game at this level is give the puck away in the defensive zone, and that's what Buffalo did on that play. Steve Shields with a stand-up save. No loose puck and no rebound. Here it is here as Shannon attempted to move the puck up to Shatan, who couldn't get it by Wade Redden. You know, they talk about the Buffalo defense pinching. Well, Wade Redden and the Ottawa defense pinches often well also.
Holzinger and Van Allen for the draw. Van Allen winning it back to Redden. He'll just stuff it around behind the net. Burridge charging into the corner. Left it there, then Shannon overskates it. Burridge hustling again, bumping with Cunningworth. Tied up along the wall. He's shoving away, and it's kicked back into the corner. Right across ice. Bugner sliding it out to center as he bumps McDaid. Holzinger racing after it, and he's called. Two-line pass offside.
All right, Brian Holzinger thought he was away to the races. Puck bounced over a stick in the neutral zone. Here's the play. Bugner just chops it out. Here it bounces over Redden's stick. The Sabres might have claimed, well, he touched the puck. But the linesman immediately blew the whistle. But boy, that great speed of Holzinger, if you're the opposition, you have to respect that. And of course, what that does is just opens up areas for other players. Holzinger's had an excellent series for Buffalo. He's probably been their best offensive player, along with Randy Burridge.
Free, whipped across ice. Kroll going after it. He misses it. Plank starting away to center ice. Could not get it to Groshek. Back in the other direction. Galley will track it down in the corner. Kroll is right behind it. Kroll bumping with Galley. Came in front. It bounces all the way to Audette. Starting away with Groshek. Groshek now coming with Audette. Audette in over the line. Took his shot. Knocked down after it again. Taken away. Kane taps it high and over the glass and out of play.
Now Donald Audette needs to get scoring to be effective for Buffalo. And he has had some excellent chances. He had a great chance early in this game. He had a couple of good chances in Ottawa but did not score. And when the goal scorers are getting chances, that's the good sign. There's another turnover. Good play by Phil Crowe as he not only got in there on Galley but took him off the puck and gained possession himself. Here's the play by Donald Audette. As you can see, Buffalo, though, early is just trying to get everything on the goaltender. And that's part of the game plan. Just keep shooting on the net and hope for a loose puck or rebound, or it may go in on someone.
Barnaby trying to catch up with it. Took out his check. They jam along the board. Barnaby and Bonk. And Tugnut will handle the long shot. Tugnut way out of the net. Stuffed it back into the corner. And then got away from Barnaby's hit. Sent around to the boards. Ray tags his man. It comes to center ice. Little tap behind the Buffalo goal. Wilson is back after it. Wilson swinging it around to Ray. Ray hooks it back through the middle. May coming into Ottawa territory, leaving it. Barnaby shot right on, and Tugnut hangs on to it, and Barnaby tries to crash the net. And Lokkonen saw him coming, and now an extra little pushing and shoving going on in front.
I like this line to play against the Yashin line of Ted Nolan. This is the second time he's had them matched up. Yashin, Bonk, McEachran do not like to get hit, and when you play against this line, you're going to get hit. Here's the opportunity, the little drop pass, and Barnaby with a quick shot. Now watch what Barnaby does. This is where he is quite effective, as he immediately goes to the front of the net and tries to get under somebody's skin. And here's Barnaby punching away at Bonk. I guess you'd call that enthusiasm, wouldn't you?
That darn dog won't go away.
Yeah, you're just going to... Sometimes you think you just reach down and bite somebody on the ankle.
Back to the point. Schmeller took a whack at it, but he dribbled out to center. Good play, and Jipnik will send it off the boards to Ward. Couldn't catch up with it. Redden. Recovering for it comes all the way to center. Senators coming back again. In over the line, Zoltok. Zoltok didn't get his shot away. Left it there, and it fired wide of the net. Kept in by Redden, who pinches in. And then boards by Pekka. Comes through to Alfredson. Alfredson keeping it in. He'll drop it off. And it's kept in again by Ottawa. The shot. That's kicked away. Back in the corner. Shipnick recovers. And Pekka comes over to take his man out again. Away as far as center ice. It's chucked up ahead. But Dawes called on the outside on the two-line pass. And Lambert and Ward are separated right in front of the penalty box. 12:49 remaining in the opening period. Still no goals unempired.
Now you can get into tennis with no strings attached. Because now when you subscribe to Tennis Magazine, we're going to give you the first issue of Tennis risk-free and send you a free carry-all bag.
Tennis Magazine improved my serve 10 to 15 miles per hour. It's like having your own private coach in your living room.
Tennis Magazine teaches you how to stay fit, how to stretch properly. I like to play competitively. I like to play all day long. And Tennis Magazine shows me how to do this.
Tennis Magazine to our family is fun, fun, fun.
It's just a great magazine. It's got something in it for everybody of the family.
If you like your first issue, subscribe for the low price of just $19.77 a year. Call right now and get this tennis carry-all bag absolutely free.
There's no other time than now to subscribe for Tennis Magazine.
To order Tennis Magazine risk-free, call 800-351-5300. Have your credit card ready and get this carry-all bag free. That's 800-351-5300.
Mike Pekka is noted for finishing the check. Let's watch him first on Wade Redden. And then on Denny Lambert.
Meanwhile, play just underway, and it's cleared back now to Zhitnik. Zhitnik sending it through the middle. Holzinger will drop it off. Zhitnik again, banking it off the boards. He took a hit at center ice. It's rolled into the corner. Shatan shakes a check. Got it in front! And Holzinger couldn't connect. Machanik coming back. He comes through the middle and taps one in. Up by Shields around the board. Galley looked at it, didn't get it out. They kick at it again. Burridge took a hit. It's all away now. Zhitnik will send it to center, but Chanik flipping it right back in again. Shields taps it around on the glass. Burridge got it to the blue line and out. That's knocked down, and Holzinger couldn't get away. Honeyworth after it, taken away by Shatan. Shatan bumped by Van Allen, and they meet again. Van Allen and Shatan trade punches. The penalty's called. Left back behind the net. Both teams doing some changing. Galley starts away, wheeling it up ahead for Grosek. Grosek in the Ottawa line, trying to shake a check, grab from behind. He was pulled out by Gardner, and it's checked around on the other side. Sent all the way back into the Buffalo end. Wilson charging after it. Wilson trying to get away from Bonk. Shovels it along the board. Pick at it now. His stick was tied up. Bonk keeping it in and then gave it away, and it comes to Audette. Audette through center ice. He'll send one into the corner. Grosek in there first. Getting away. Grosek still fighting for the puck. Bonk is in on the boards, and it caught free. And now Ottawa to bring it out to center again. But tackle can't get anywhere as Wilson stands him up straight. Fired ahead to Audette. Couldn't flag down the pass. Yashin dumps it off. That'll be scooped to center, but it's picked off by Wilson, and Wilson taps it to Audette. Rolls back along the line. Shannon sending it over to Ray. Ray gets turned around as he takes a hit right in front of the Buffalo bench, pushing and shoving with Crow. Recovered again by Ottawa. Worked up to Redden. Redden coming through the middle, and Ray comes across and drops him. Behind the goal, Schmidt. He gets flattened. It comes around on the boards again. Yashin charging in there. And Wilson took it away from him. Now Wilson cleared it back into the corner, but Yashin recovers. Trying to get it in front. That's broken up, and the Sabres will clear it to center ice. Ottawa has to clear the zone. It's tapped right back in. Shields flagging that one down and leaving it behind the net. Whipped up on the wing all the way to Ray at center. Ray banking it into the corner. Barnaby after it. Putnet's waiting to net. Putnet is checked by Barnaby. Got it in front. Held in there now by Buffalo. Jammed back into the corner, and the Senators break it up and clear it all the way to center. Halfway through the first period. Zhitnik firing it over to May. May's pass hit a leg, and it bounces back inside the Buffalo line. Zhitnik working it across the ice. Get it back again, whipping it ahead to Barnaby. Barnaby will fire one in. That rolls behind the net. Putnett hanged on it, so it's going to end up being an icing coming up against Buffalo. The fans are booing. They thought Tugnutt played the puck.
Well, a total of 6 shots on goal for Buffalo, 3 for Ottawa. Tugnut came out to play the puck behind the net. Oh, I see. He purposely did that. He purposely took a swipe at it, knowing it was icing. So smart play by the young Ron Tugnut. Pretty good statistic. 50% of the last 6 games won by shutout by Tugnut. But the Sabres just haven't gotten any shots on him, and that's one of the things that they're trying to change tonight. They have 6 already, and they're going to the net with everything.
Here's a long shot. The Chanik let it go, but it's broken up and comes to the blue line and out. Tip back to Zoltan. Zoltan clearing it in. Went off Shannon. He didn't see it. Now he gets the pass from Ward. For Galley. Galley tried to put one back through the middle. It was broken up, but Shannon is there to help out. He takes it behind the net. Right ahead. Galley banking it off the boards. Cleared to center. Ward away from a check, but couldn't control the puck. But Chanik going after it. He'll feed it ahead. Daw will get it back. Here's Galley turning right at center ice and slipping it across ice. Picked off finally by Pekka. Pekka attempting to get away. Got it to Ward and over the line into Daw. Daw trying to cut him quick. Front of the net. Wrapped around the board. Shannon keeping it in. It'll be picked up and cleared off the leg, and the Senators bringing it out with Duchesne through the middle. And to get it to Tag, Ottawa is changing, and Pekka comes sailing over to bump Duchesne. Now Cunningworth running Pekka, and the lumber comes up. And now there's Cunningworth firing punches with Ward. Well, there's going to be a rule now. Cunningworth, did he just tag the referee? It came awfully close, and the boogeyman goes sailing in. And now we got everybody wanting to get into it now. Cunningworth and Ward back at center ice are again separated by the referee Marawelli. Bogner went screaming in there to go after Van Allen and drop him.
Now, we've been saying all series that what this needs is a big rumble or a good rumble, and that was the first occasion that we've seen that in this series. And then that began with Cunningworth and Pekka near the Ottawa bench, and Dixon Ward then got involved with Cunningworth.
8.5 minutes remaining in a scoreless first period in Buffalo.
Precious Hotline, what's your problem? We're stuck with skunky beer.
So it's not Budweiser?
No.
Remain calm, sir. We're on our way.
Next time, look for this.
Born on dating from Budweiser. What fresh beer tastes like.
Precious Hotline. Could we order some Chinese?
Well, all this precipitated by a Michael Pekka hit at center ice. They're still sorting out the penalty calls. This is the hit right here as Duchesne got nailed by Pekka. Cunningworth did not like it. He came over to take a piece of Pekka, and then Ward got involved with Cunningworth. And Randy Cunningworth, after he threw the first punch, came very close to tagging the linesman with a later punch. Right there. He just missed.
And, of course, Bugner was also involved with Van Allen,
who at the moment has the extra minor penalty up on the board.
So it looks like Buffalo will enjoy their first power play of the night. I say enjoy, I use the word loosely, because the power play has not been functioning very well for Buffalo in this series. As a matter of fact, they're 1 for 15. Of course, Jacques Martin's not going to like this call. Buffalo on the power play. Although, when I think back to the game in Ottawa, the Sabres did get some scoring chances with the man advantage. They moved the puck well. They were getting to loose pucks and winning battles.
In Ottawa. Right.
So it's Zhipnik and Galley along with Burridge, Holzinger, and Chatan.
They're waiting for the Senators to send somebody over to the penalty box to serve Van Allen's other minor. And finally that is done, and it will be Daigle who will serve the penalty.
Well, Jacques Martin he's just testing the patience of Dan Marawelli here. That's He's not going to put his lineup onto the ice until he's ready, or until he's forced to.
Now, the linesman Hire was over at the Ottawa bench, and he goes over to report to the referee, Marawelli.
One thing that Buffalo hasn't done well on the power play is when they lose the puck in the Ottawa zone, getting it back. And of course, that's perhaps sometimes where the size factor comes in, where oftentimes they're not strong enough along the boards.
Galley. He'll try and wind things up. Fans get a little antsy at this point in time, but he's got 2 minutes to score 1 goal. There's Burridge. Burridge swings in over the line. Trying to move it there, but it's broken up and cleared right back out again. Galley will collect it now. Gardner heads to the bench for Ottawa. Galley swinging it back through the middle again, and carrying on is Shipnick in over the line. Shipnick going down low. Freezes behind it and turning around. Flips it around to the boards. Sabres trying to keep it in there, but the Senators get a hold of it. No. Holzinger keeping it in across to Galley. Galley chops at it, didn't connect, and it's stepped down the ice. Shields leaving it for Shipnick once more. 7.5 to go here in the opening period. Still scoreless at center ice. Galley. He lost control of it. Buffalo can't get anything going at the moment. Galley collecting it again. Whipping it up the middle. Taken away by Gardner, and Gardner just drills it back in again. Flipped across ice to Shannon. Shannon comes to center. Shannon fights off a check. Gets in over the line. Here's Shannon looking for the trailer. Shannon ducks back into the corner again. He's got Smolik open at the point. Shannon stuffs it into the corner. Back to Smolik. On the other side. Fired high and wide by Plant. Kept in by Buffalo once more. Shannon tipping it into the corner. Audette back to front. The Smolik couldn't control it. Now it's intercepted and sent to center. Alfredson coming up with it. Alfredson is turned around with Grosek right at center ice. Gardner came with the puck. Up to Alfredson again. And it's tapped down the ice, and the Sabres are going to find that the Senators now return to full strength. Shannon squeezing it. Slant can't get it out. It's tapped right back in again, but this will be an offside with 6.5 minutes remaining in the opening period.
And again, Buffalo with not a shot on goal with the man advantage. Bit of a change tonight on the lines. Derek Plant is at center, along with Michael Grosek and Donald Audette in Chetan. Miroslav Chetan, of course, moved up to the other forward line.
Check out the Sabres homepage at www.sabres.com to find out the most updated information about playoffs, season tickets, player profiles, Marine Midland Arena events, and team stats. www.sabres.com.
By the other line, I mean with Brian Holzinger and Randy Burridge and Miroslav Chetan.
Schmeling working it to center ice. Shipnick drills it through the middle, but it's picked out of the air by McEachern. Now to Yashin. He'll feed it to Bonk. Trying to get it to Yashin again and over the line. Schmeling got in front of him, but Yashin still has the puck, and Shipnick came back to take it away. Shipnick belting it around to Daw on the other side. He'll send it off the glass back through center ice. Daw and Bonk have words behind the play. Around on the boards, and it's kicked free, and Ottawa coming out again, up to Bonk. Now in over the line is Yashin looking in front. And on a rebound right in front. Taken away with Daw. Daw swinging it ahead for Ward. Ward whipping it back to Daw again. Daw busting around, looking clear right beside the net. Ward's got it again. Feeds it back to the point. Hubner keeping it in for Pekka. Pekka scooping it back into the corner. It's left lying there. Daw picks it off. Here's Daw rolling it back to Galley with a quick shot right on, and that one deflected and slithered right to Tugnuts.
Now Dixon Ward told me in Ottawa that he wanted his line to be more aggressive against the Yashin line. In other words, try to generate more offense in the Ottawa zone, and that time they certainly did it, and they did it in Game 3 as Dixon Ward scored with 19.1 seconds remaining. Alex Shipnick is full of enthusiasm tonight, and a couple of times he's overskated the play. That time he pinched in and had the puck bounce over his stick. And that was a nice stop by Steve Shields as Radek Bonk was loose in front of the net. A great pad save by the goaltender.
5:24 left on the clock in the opening period. Scoreless. Wilcox scoops it into the corner. May kicks it free. Trying to get it around. Does. Blucher keeping it in. Blucher bumping with Lambert. Ray gets involved. It's tipped out in front, but picked off and slipped up to center ice. Dugner charging after it again. Getting away from Zoltan by going behind the net. Dugner. Pass for Galley. Galley tips it off the boards, and Pitlick will recover back there. He send it right to center ice. Galley ripping it through the middle, but that's intercepted, and Lambert starting back. Lambert leaving it to Zoltan. Crooked shot. Shields picked that one off and hangs onto it. And a meeting of the minds right at the edge of the Buffalo goal crease as the strike men get in to break it all up. Less than 5 to go in the first. .450 left on the clock here in the opening period. Shields having a chat with his teammates on the ice. And Dig is talking it up with the referee Marawelli. Now they're ready to go. Plant against Gardner. Teams are all even. Full strength. Gardner rolling it back. It's slipped in the direction of the net, but left for Shannon. Shannon starting away. He is denied by Gardner. Takes the pass back from Wilson. For Audette, leaving it to Plant. Back to Audette. Audette is pinned at center ice. Cunningworth comes up with it. And it'll be whipped in high off the glass. Shields putting it back there and then feeding it around on the other side. Tip to the blue line and out to center ice. The pass across to Audette. Crooked shot. Hedman kicked it away. And the rebound is slapped all the way to the Buffalo line. Shannon sliding it across ice. Here's Grosek trying to get away through the middle. Grosek fires one. Not picked that one off the end of his toe.
Well, two hard shots. First by Audette and then by Michael Grosek. And with 4:06 to go, however, the score is scoreless. Let's go down now, and here's Dennis Williams.
Thanks, guys. Coming up in our first intermission, we will interview Randy Burge. We'll also have some scores from some other NHL playoff action. And Rick and Jim will, of course, take a look back at this first period. Let's head back upstairs.
Now the Michael Pekka line comes out along with Daw and Ward. And, of course, that means, or usually means, Yashin is on the ice. He is.
Well, Shields is trying to get the attention of the officials. He found some debris on the ice, and he left his glove on top of the net. Came all the way out to pick up that debris, which was out close to the blue line.
This has also been a good matchup between Pekka and Yashin on faceoffs. Both right-handed shots.
Rolled into the corner. Bonk catching up with the fair. He'll flip it high off the boards and all the way down the ice. Shields must play this one. And for Shipnick. Shipnick's high pass went all the way to Redden. Back in the other direction to McKecker. He took his shot. McKecker in the screen shot, but it beat Shields between the legs. And Ottawa has a surprising 1-0 lead.
Now the play began with Wade Redden back near the Ottawa blue line. And the gap between the Ottawa forward. Now watch where the Buffalo defense is on this play. Look how far back they are. That was Smelling. And this shot, a screen shot, eludes Shields between the legs. And the Ottawa Senators lead 1-0. And again, we refer back to our key, the neutral zone. That's where that play began in the neutral zone and ended in the net. And the Senators, with 3:46 to go, have the lead. McEachran has his first of the playoffs.
Zoltak and Holzinger take the draw. Here's Shannon tapping one off into the corner. Tugnutt will play it around on the boards. That kicked it in. Lokinen is there. And here's Shannon pitching in again. Kicking out into the corner. Steered it behind the goal. Pitlick up to the puck. He's tied up in the corner. Holzinger can't reach it. And it's taken away and fed away to center ice. Senators starting back again to the Buffalo line. Shot by Zoltak going on. Back into the corner. It's chopped around on the boards. Shannon recovering. Shannon dealing it all the way around to Burridge, who tracks it down. Burridge went over the line, but that's intercepted, and the Senators will bring it right back again. Zoltak through the middle. Zoltak in over the Buffalo line, took his shot, but it was way offside.
Now, what Buffalo does not want to do is give the puck away either inside the Ottawa blue line, and that's what happened on that play. And the Senators are so opportunistic. Watch the turnover right here. Instead of getting it in deep, the Sabres lose control of it, and Ottawa breaks it back the other way. Now, the Sabres, I'm not very impressed with the way they played here in the opening period, particularly in the neutral zone and inside the Ottawa blue line. They have 8 shots on goal, but I think 6 of those came in the first 7 or 8 minutes of the period.
3 minutes to go in the period now. This is fed high in the air, and it'll go out of play. Everybody's scrambling, but we'll have the face-off outside the line. And now we've got a lot of talking going on again. Crow and May are separated.
Now, what Jacques Martin has done, now Crow is one of the few tough guys in the Ottawa lineup, or tough guys meaning a fellow that's respected for his fighting ability, Phil Crow. Anytime that this line for Buffalo, Barnaby, May, and Ray's been on the ice, Crow has been there. And he even put him on Yashin's line the last time that Barnaby matched up against Yashin. Look at Barnaby and Dackel head-to-head for this faceoff. Look at this.
My head's harder than your head. Cameron at the center ice. And it's rolled back to Bugner. For Galley. Galley slipping it up on the wing to May. May shovels it in. Ray charges in there. Bringing up Rook. He's just got a piece of him now. Gardner belted by Barnaby. And then May gets beaten by Pitlick. Down behind the net. Tracked around on the board. Barnaby comes through to take out his man. May keeping it in there. Got hammered from behind by Crow, and it comes to center. And boy, the bodies are flying now. Bugner working it to Galley. Galley slipping it out as far as center ice. Dave brought it back in. That's offside, and Dave paid the penalty as May tagged him. And here's Barnaby doing some shoving outside the blue line with Gardner. Hope they lose scope.
Oh, what a disturber Matthew Barnaby is. Ray's trying to get under Dake's skin, and that's their job, this line.
Ray just got a penalty.
Now he crossed the line, and Maroelli sends him to the penalty box. And so Ottawa on the power play, and that's the one thing that you worry about with these 3 guys, with Ray, May, and Barnaby. They're the 3 most penalized players on the Sabres, and they have to stay in control of their emotions. You know, Ottawa is going to try to draw them into situations like this. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And this is the area that the Senators have excelled. They're one of the areas in this playoff series on the power play. 5 for 22, almost 23%. And the guy they want to get it to is number 19, who just won the draw.
Lokinen now will send one in. Kicked around on the boards. Kept in by Alfredson, who gets knocked on stride, and it's rolled around for Schmelik. Left it to Ward. Ward walks behind the net. Schmelik takes it away off the glass, not out. Lokinen keeping it in. Fires it back through the middle. Alfredson sending it down low. Schmelik cutting in front of Yashin. Middle on the boards again. Hook 3 in the corner. Alfredson coming up with it, trying to knock it in front of the net, but that's broken up, and Schmelik just sends it down the ice. Buffalo changing. Duchesne works it ahead. McEachern will tap one in. Shields teeing it up for Wilson around, but can't get it out. Yashin keeping it in. He gets spun around by Wilson. Now Shannon can't get it out. Senators keeping it in to Redden with a quick shot. Shields made the save. Put back behind the goal. Ottawa holding it in again. Getting right in front. Shields makes the save and covers up.
And once again, it's Yashin who makes the play to the front of the net to McEachern. Yashin does not, or you do not take the puck from Yashin. He decides when he's going to give it up. And this is where he's so good. As he gets to his forehand, McEachern jumps into the open area, but really did not get a good shot away, and Shields has it. A 1:16 to go in the period, and 1:01 remaining in the penalty to Ray.
And now Ottawa sending out Cunneyworth with Zoltak and Day. Redden stays out there with York. Pekka tipping it to Bugner. He'll tip it around behind the net. Cunneyworth and Ward duck away from each other. They went at it earlier in the period. Sent around on the wall again. Redden keeping it in. Stuffs it to Cunneyworth. Slips it off. Here it is. Zoltak comes in front. York with the long shot. That's the grand fight. Back all the way down the ice. Less than a minute remaining in the period. 35 seconds to go in the power play for Ottawa. Redden starts out by getting it up to Cunneyworth, but it went behind him. He'll flip free, and that'll bounce all the way back to Bugner. He's got lots of time. Takes it. Still hanging on to the puck, and no rush to take time off the clock. And Galley fires it away. Buffalo changing up again, and the Senators as well. Half a minute to go in the period. It's across ice to Van Allen. Finally catches up with it as he throws it in. Shields missed it behind the net. Keeping it in. Sends it to the other side. Back at full strength as Schmelik runs into Gardner. Senators keeping it in, though. Van Allen tried to get it in front here. Nice play by Schmelik to fall in front of it. And he's got the puck around to the boards. York keeps it in with a long shot. It's tipped out to center ice, and this first period will come to an end.
And the Senators with a 1-0 lead in the goal by McEachern. And I did not, as I mentioned, think the Sabres played very well in the neutral zone. They tried to force numerous passes across the middle of the ice, and oftentimes they were picked off by Ottawa.
Ottawa ended up out shooting Buffalo 10-8 in the first 20 minutes of play, and the Senators got the only goal. And in game number 5, inside the Marine Midland Arena, have a 1-0 lead on Empire.
In the Journal, a rock and roll banker makes massive bets, emerging as one of the
Today's
most
Wall Street Journal
powerful
answers
figures
the question, has the West lost Russia?
Trying to travel light? Journal says forget it, as survival gear for the typical business traveler includes
Find out if American Automotive Company has returned to the driver's seat in Europe.
Why Johnny can't read? Take a look at the latest battle over education reform in the Journal.
genetic tests that could help predict
More women are ditching the corporate brat race, becoming the newest entrepreneurial force in America.
influence communications over the
Meet the
internet.
new workplace hero, the boss who knows you have another life.
The Wall Street Journal is vital to every business day. Subscribe now and get 2 weeks of the Journal free with a paid 10-week subscription. That's 12 weeks for just 66 cents per day. Call 800-334-2900. That's 800-334-2900 for the Wall Street Journal.
Catch Fan Forum Mondays live at 5:30.
Sabres Playoff Hockey is brought to you in part by your local Chevrolet Geo dealers. Cars you can trust from people you can depend on. And by Tops Friendly Markets. Tops never stops saving you more. Almost ready for the second period to get underway here at the Marine Midland Arena, and certainly the face-offs belonging in the Buffalo department, but no scoring chances overwhelmingly on behalf of Ottawa.
Yeah, and of course they lead it 1-0 on the goal by Sean McEachern. You know, the Matthew Barnaby, this is Gardner, the centerman, and this is what you call trash talk. That's exactly what, I mean, they're just trashing each other. Head to head, nose to nose. And the dog line in action. Barnaby at center, May on the one wing, Ray on the other. Now they call May Best Dog, Rob Ray is Big Dog, and Matthew Barnaby is Puppy Dog. And they had a pretty good first period.
But the Dogs and their teammates are trailing the Senators 1-0.
Again, the Sabres said this morning and before the game that there's nothing new. The Senators have shut out Buffalo in the last 8 games in the first period. The Sabres wanted to be more patient against the trap. In other words, go defense to defense and take your time coming out of the zone. In the opening period, they were impatient.
Pitlick scoots it off the boards, but Zhitnik is there to fire it out to center ice. Tipped up to Ward, ducking around Pitlick. Covering up, however, the Senators back in the corner, and Logan got smoked in there by Ward. Daw kicking at the puck. Daw's got it in his skates to Pekka. And around to Daw, taken away by Bonk. And it finally picked up and worked around now by Lokinen. He got it to center. Zhitnik tapped it in the other direction. Charging after it, Ward sending it all the way back. And it's picked up by Zhitnik. Senators making a change. Zhitnik for Schmelik. Schmelik scoops it through the middle. It'll slide all the way in, and as a result, it'll give Buffalo a changing opportunity. Pass coming to center ice again. In over the line, Lambert trying to get around the outside. He's taken out by Shannon. Lifting around behind the net, poked into the corner. Alfredson keeping it in, cutting in front with his shot. Shields couldn't make the save, and the Ottawa Senators on the shot from Daniel Alfredson. 1 minute into the second period have a 2-0 lead.
What a series Daniel Alfredson is having. But he pulled away from Mike Wilson. Now watch Mike Wilson never get position on Alfredson. He has a chance to take him out right here and can't do it. And then he ends up chasing him around the circle, and the shot goes between the legs of Shields, and there's 2 goals tonight that should have been stopped by the goaltender. But that was a very weak play in the corner by Mike Wilson. And Alfredson makes it 2-0. 1 minute into the second period.
And that certainly has quietened this crowd considerably, as one might expect. The Senators start early to increase their lead. Redden back after a pass. Around to Lambert. To Alfredson at center ice. Alfredson just dishing one in. Shields playing it behind the net. It's chucked around on the boards again. Ottawa, however, holding it in this whole time. It bounces wide and all the way around to Audette on the other side. Audette takes a look, feeding it in over the line. And Grosek couldn't get there in time as he comes down his check. York keeping it in front of the net. Shannon! Really saved on that, and Audette fired it wide. Kelly moves up. He drills one that goes wide. He's carrying it in front again. Around to Grosek. Wheeling it around to Audette. Hits it in front. Redden breaks it up. Redden and Flint charging after it. Flint keeping it in there. Long shot. Tugma kicked it away. The Senators fire it, but don't get it out. Kelly moving in to keep it in there. Kelly twisting again. Up by York. Kelly trying to knock it free and does. Cleared out in front, but it's intercepted by Zoltan. Worked away to Alfredson. Alfredson to the Buffalo line. He goes wide. Trying to flip it in front of the net. It's deflected right to Shannon. Shannon wheeling at the center. That broke it up. Grosek getting it back. Senators are changing. The pass coming right up the middle. Taken away, and Shannon will tack one in. And Buffalo will make a change. Shannon in behind his net. Lost it. It's kept into man. He couldn't control it. Back to it again. Rolling it into Ray. Ray and Cunnyworth collide. Sent around on the boards. Zhitnik trying to hold it in there. Chops at it. Barnaby does. Out slides to the other side for Bugner. Bugner with the bump for Jack back in behind the goal. Barnaby couldn't twist out in front. May after it again. May sending it in the other direction. Here's Bugner hustling after it to keep it in. The Shannon misses it. May behind the net. Leaving it there. Barnaby out in front. That's stolen away. Ray can't come up with a puck. Back at center. Zhitnik picks it up. Zhitnik looking for skating room. Bringing it right back in again. Sends it down low. Ray charging in along with Duchesne, who comes up with a puck. Shane feeding it around to Daig. Daig whipping it back to center ice to Cunnyworth. Cunnyworth takes his shot. Shields steers that into the corner. Cunnyworth tapping it around behind the net. Barnaby going after it. He took a bump. It's kept in. Came to Van Allen with a shot. Shields making the save. May leaving it in the corner to Bugner. They would like to make a change here. It's fed around on the boards. Pickwick holding it in. It'll be knocked down. It's tipped back around on the boards again. Back into the corner. Ottawa's turn to put a little pressure on. He takes out his check along the wall. Shot free and pounded along the boards. Out over the line. No, it stayed in there. Back in the corner. Bugner going after it again. Can't get it out as he pumps with Crow. Crow and Bugner get all tangled up in along the board. Stackel trying it free. Got it out in front. And Shields is there to hang on. And we'll have a face-off coming up with Senators in the lead.
So, why did you get a new Chevy Cavalier?
Hey, it looks great. And it's under 12 grand.
Comes with a lot on it, too.
Yeah, but here's the kicker. Somebody else is paying for my gas.
$400 worth of gas or 3 years of maintenance. It's your choice when you choose Chevy Cavalier. Cavalier's easy to own with a great low price and $400 worth of gas or 3 years of maintenance only at your local Chevrolet dealers.
Did I mention they pay for the gas?
Here's a view. Daniel Alfredson's goal to make it 2-0 from the net cam. Watch the legs of Steve Shields as he just cannot squeeze him. He did not have a stick on the ice, and the puck goes in. 2-0 Ottawa.
Back to the point. Pickwick with a long shot. That one sails wide of the net. Yashin comes up with it in the corner. Puck is all over him. Slides free right into a circle and is held in there by Bonk. Bonk trying to get a backhand. Tipped it off into the other side. Back into Yashin again, and now it's stolen away by Schmelik. Schmelik gunning it up to Daw at center ice. Daw flips it in over the line. Pickwick will get there first. Pickwick flipping it around to the boards. Pekka keeping it in. Got checked again, but here's Ward. Flips it over. The shot right on. He'll get the save. Rebound, and Daw slush it wide. Daw's got it again. Out in front. Cleared away, but not out. Kept in by Buffalo. Daw giving it to Ward. Takes his shot. Right on again. Here's Pekka behind the net. Pekka got it out in front. Galley holding it in. Jams it back into the corner. Here it's kept in now. Smolik took a shot. That's knocked down. Senators don't get it out. Pekka with a shot. Hit a leg. And Ottawa finally working it up to Yashin. Yashin to the Buffalo line. Looking inside. But Galley got in front of him. Roll around on the boards again. On the wall. Smolik is involved in there. Here's Yashin trying it free. Yashin trying to curl in front. Whipped it across ice. Ward gets up with it. Shields will handle this one and flip it behind the net, but the whistle had already gone.
Now on the Buffalo Sabres do manage some pressure at the other end of the rink from Steve Shields. They cannot beat the goaltender.
Well, he also only had 2 shots in the period despite all that pressure.
Here's the play. Watch, though, the positioning of Ottawa. As they're in pretty good position. There was a deflection. That was a shot on goal. But Gary Galley could not handle that point blank or the slot area pass. But good position, though, by Ottawa in front. The Sabres are putting that puck into that open area or that area in front of the net, and there's usually a Senator there.
Shannon will shovel it up on the wing for Chatan. Chatan got to center ice, but it's dumped away from him. And back there, Wilson. Wilson takes a peek, squeezes one across. Chatan back after it. Chatan to Wilson. Off his skate in the corner. Well, Alfredson is flattened by Wilson. Lambert stripping the puck by Shannon. Shannon squeezes it out to Burridge, tipping it back through the middle to Holzinger, and he couldn't get away. Shannon's got it again, then lost it. Brought back in by Lambert. Lambert looking in front of the net, but Shannon runs it. They'll push at it on the boards. Olcock tries to come up with the puck and does. Olcock swinging it back right onto the stick of Shannon. He banned on it, but it's tipped out to center ice. Coming away, Chatan. Chatan into Ottawa territory. Chatan tried to drop in front, couldn't do it. Backed off the boards and sent out to center, finally by Dave. Shipnick with the teams changing. He'll dish one in. That one falls right to Tugnut, and he's going to have to scoop it up. Declan flying in there. So is Grosek. And Grosek now takes A bit of a pounding in front of the net. First Pachanik and then Cunneyworth came over to get involved in the act.
Well, that was Cunneyworth who took Groshek into the front of the net and then into the goaltender. Cunneyworth, a very aggressive player, of course, began his career in the Sabre organization. Groshek has played a very physical series, maybe the most physical of all the Buffalo forwards. Here's Groshek trying to cut to the front, and Cunneyworth won't let him. Groshek ends up bumping into the goaltender. It's always a good idea to go to the net if you do not have the puck. That's what Jacques Martin was talking about, what he wanted his club to do more often. Because he said a lot of times it's not the guy with the puck who makes the play, it's the guy who doesn't have the puck who's going to the front of the net.
Hit by Van Allen. This will be slipped around for Dig. He got it to the line, not out, at least not right away. Now it comes to center ice. Van Allen and Groshek bumping again. And it's kept in now by Gage. Gage turning on the wall. He swings it in front. Duchesne shoots, scores! Duchesne, no goal. No goal. Wiped out immediately by Marawelli, the referee, while the Senators are celebrating. But Marawelli comes over and says, nope. And now Ottawa realizing that and coming over to challenge the officiating.
Now the Buffalo defense tonight have not been very patient. And again, the player in the crease is the announcement. But this begins again the giveaway. Here it is in front of the net. As Duchesne scores the goal, and you can see the Ottawa player from the overhead. That's Cunneyworth. Oh boy, I don't know. He consciously tried to stay out of the crease, and you know what? I think he did. I think this goal should have counted. Look at Cunneyworth.
It looked like he danced right along the edge of the line.
Absolutely. And then he went in after the puck was in the net.
Uh-oh, now they're calling from upstairs.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think this is going to count. I think the score is going to be 3-0. And you got to give Marawelli credit. If he's not, he says, well, I'm not sure. Let's go up and have a look.
No, he didn't. They called from upstairs. They called him back over to the phone. I think he made up his mind.
Let's, again, look on the overhead. Watch in front of the net. Now, the puck goes in the net right now. And Cunneyworth's skate, in my opinion, is not in the crease. His right skate was close, but I don't think it was.
It was difficult to see the entire skate. That certainly is no goal.
No.
Well, Marawelli called it, and then, obviously, after a discussion with the replay officials, had his way. And obviously, Randy Cunneyworth is not happy, nor is Jacques Martin.
He certainly made a huge effort to stay out of there. And they're saying that maybe if we could look at that from a different angle. Let's look at it from this angle. Maybe it will appear different. Now there's Cunneyworth in front of the net fighting with Zhitnik. This is Duchesne scoring the goal right now.
Well, I'm not so sure now after that angle.
That's a little different look, isn't it, from the other one? So it doesn't count. It's 2-0.
Exactly. No matter what you think is the result. Dawn trying to get away at the Ottawa line. Does. Got 10. Didn't get a shot on. Ward! Becca didn't get it away. In the corner, it's recovered, and McEachern flips it up the center. Charging after it. Galley. Trick by Yashin. It came right beside the net. Put back in the corner again. Now, Bonk can't come up with the puck. Ward chucked at it. Couldn't get it out. Bonk holding it in there. Into the corner. Yashin and Galley are all tangled up. Yashin banking it off the boards. Gets flattened by Ward. And the pass now to Daw. Daw to the Ottawa line. Stumbles as he goes over the line. Ward! Shot by Pekka just wide. Here's Galley keeping it in. Leading it back into Pekka behind the net. Pekka tried to slip it out in front. Goes after it again. Hacking away with Whitman. They jam at it. 4-3 behind the goal. And finally it's tipped up the middle by Retton. Back comes Yashin. Yashin by himself. His teammates are changing it. Yashin gets run off the puck by Smellick. Senators keeping it in though. Quick shot doesn't get through. Rebound came in front. Smellick takes it away and sends it to center ice. York steering it in the other direction. Alfredson will leave it there. They'll poke it in over the line again. Buffalo trying to recover. May jamming away at the puck. Now Zoltok trying to fish it free himself, but the whistle goes, and we've got a face-off coming up on Empire.
Patients are surprised to find that at Erie County Medical Center they have cardiac surgery of international quality.
Dr. John Bell Thompson, Director of Cardiothoracic Surgery at ECMC.
The commitment we made, the equipment we have, and the team that pulls it all together is what makes us as good as we are.
If you're facing cardiac surgery or have questions about your heart, count on Western New York's heart surgery leader, ECMC.
They'll drop it now inside the Buffalo line. The Senators in front by 2, 1 in each period. A dozen minutes to go in the second. Better settle down. They'll drop the puck. Taken by Shipnick. He looks for skating room as he comes through center ice, dropping it off, picked up by Holzinger. Holzinger in over the line, left it. Barnaby couldn't get free, and it's tapped off the boards to center ice. Shipnick feeding it across, whipped right back through the middle again. That's knocked down at the blue line. Holzinger works it to May. May scooping it ahead, rolled it into the corner. Barnaby tried to get in there, but got squeezed out by Redden. Gardner sending it through the middle. It'll be picked up by Buffalo up to Barnaby again. Floating one in over the line. Knocked down, but shipped out to center ice. Ottawa changing. Buffalo getting it back for Zhitnik. Zhitnik takes a peek as he ducks away coming through center. Hits the Ottawa line. Trying to leave it to Barnaby. Barnaby, however, can't come up with it, and the Senators send it down, and that's coming back icing. And we have 11:01 remaining here in the second period.
Well, we invite you to join us in August at the Tim Lawrence Hockey School at the Lafayette Rink and at Saberland. We offer programs for beginners, advanced, intermediate, and girls only. Call that number, 874-6133, and we'd be happy to send you a brochure. Well, the Sabres have not scored a goal in quite some time. 3 periods, plus I think that 2:34 of the overtime in Game 4, and here tonight almost a period and a half, and they haven't scored. And they have to get desperate. I mean, you've got to feel desperate at this point, down 2-0 in your own building.
Alfredson, who has one of the Ottawa goals, getting it to center ice. It's tapped right back in again by Galley. That'll roll into the corner under the chance stick. Fed around on the boards. Kept in, Plant. Dump it down low, does. Whipped around to the other side. Schmellick moves up to keep it in. He took a bump from Lambert, and that squirts over the glass.
Well, I'm so impressed with the way Ottawa plays in their own zone. And even Denny Lambert, of course, I was talking to him, had a nice chat with him the other morning, and we were talking about playing against Rob Ray and Brad May. And Lambert sort of chuckled, and he told a story about earlier in the year when he was teamed against Matthew Barnaby, and Barnaby came onto the ice and said to him, "Okay, Denny, we're going right now." And Lambert says, "Well, I threw my stick down to the ice, my gloves down to the ice, and Barnaby laughed at me and skated away."
It's got to feel like that. Of course, he got nailed one night like that, too.
Yes, he did.
I can't remember who the player was. It was Eric Lindros. Well, kick out it in the corner now. Gershon trying to knock it through the Plant. Does, but Plant's at close quarters. Galley helping out in the corner. Came free. Now it's tapped out to center ice. Bugner coming through the middle. Chopping it in the other direction, but that goes out of the playing area.
Bob Bugner certainly has done his job throughout this series, playing within himself. Doesn't try to do too much or things that he's not good at, like stick handle the puck or try to make fancy plays, and that was a typical Bugner play. Just try to bang it off the boards or off the glass and out of trouble. Bugner playing at less than 100% because of a sore shoulder.
How did you say that? Sore
shoulder.
The tough one.
It's like Red Wings.
Well, that's been said a few times. Not by me. There's Galley flipping one in now. Lokeman going behind the net. They both call it back.
And the Ottawa, too, give them credit. They've taken the crowd out of this game, as much like the Sabres did in the opening game in Ottawa. Sabres started strong the first 8 or 9 minutes of this game, but they could not sustain it. And the Senators are playing their game here again tonight, and the Sabres are not playing their game. Up to this point, still plenty of time though. 10-12 to go here in the second, and the Sabres still looking for the first goal.
Winning the draw, back to the point, long shot, knocked down in front of the net and squirts up to center. Pitlick comes up with it. Bonk is trapped in there though, and Pekka takes it away. Pekka was on him. And Shannon got it to Pekka, slipping it across to Schmeling. Schmeling dumped it back through the middle. It's intercepted, and Bonk fires it right back in again. Halfway through the second period. Schmeling ducked away from one. There's some difficulty controlling it. Finally got it to center. Pekka in over the line. That's taken back, and the Senators reverse it up ahead to McEachern. McEachern stripped to the puck by Schmeling. Ottawa changing. Schmeling in his own end and trying to bring it out now. Forced it through the middle and put his check down, but here comes Oltok in. He ducked around one and finally gets taken out by Shannon, but it matters not because the puck is underneath the big glove of Steve Shields.
Now, we've been talking about how well Ottawa is playing defensively. Thought we might take a moment and show you a nice defensive play at the Ottawa blue line as they break the play up. And again, we could just stop it right there. You see how close the defenseman is to the Buffalo forward, and the Sabres cannot comfortably move into the zone. Look at this. The play is broken up, and bang, away goes Ottawa in the transition game back into the Sabre end. And that has been happening consistently. And what Buffalo must do in that situation is get the puck deep. And they're not making good decisions in that area of the ice.
Holzinger winning the draw and giving it to Zhipnik. And Bear is hounding him. For Wilson. Wilson starts out, tried to dribble it through center ice. It's chopped ahead. Holzinger after it, couldn't control the puck on a delayed offside. And now as it's fed ahead, the whistle goes.
Now Holzinger, there's Miroslav Shatan playing the right wing along with Randy Burns. Shatan, I think, plays better when he plays the right side. Wade Redden continues his excellent play for Ottawa. And just 19 years old, and he plays like a wily veteran. Thought we'd take a look at the turnovers in this hockey game. Pretty close, isn't it? Just one difference. It seems the Sabres have turned it over more than Ottawa, but I guess not so.
Here's Shatan trying to steal it away, but Tugnutt is out to send it around to Buchanan. He checked in the corner, and it rolled to Cuddyworth, and he doesn't take any chances. He just gets rid of it through the middle. Fired by Wilson off the linesman. Van Allen gets squeezed on the play. Cuddyworth bumping with Shatan. Where's the puck? It's in their skates somewhere, and we'll have a face-off coming up.
Before you call this toll-free number, spend a minute with Ed McMahon.
I've been telling you about Inter-America Life Insurance for almost 10 years. I'm proud of that because I don't think you can find a company that cares more about folks over 50, especially those who want help in taking care of their own final expenses. They're determined to keep life insurance affordable and your acceptance guaranteed. Because of a 2-year limited benefit period, you simply cannot be turned down. They offer simple whole life insurance protection, priced in units at $6.95 a month. Many folks 50 and over don't think they can get life insurance without a medical exam or answering embarrassing health questions. But they can. To find out more, call now.
Call toll-free 1-800-990-3030 and receive this free guide to Social Security. Call 1-800-990-3030. That's 1-800-990-3030. Call now.
Welcome back. We're in Pat LaFontaine's box for Children of the United Way and Children's Hospital. And Pat, you have a very special birthday wish.
Yes, we do, Dennis. I'm here with Wayne Primo and Jay McKee and Eddie Ronan, and we want to wish our special friend Jessica a happy 14th birthday. Happy birthday, Jessica.
Thank you.
And we're going to come back and win this game, right?
Of course.
And you want to say hello to somebody who's at home?
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Happy birthday.
Thanks very much. Let's go back upstairs.
Now May crashes into his check. Galley cleared and gone, and May fired it wide. May chipping it back along the wall again. Barnaby knocked down his check. Barnaby's going to get a penalty here. We're taking down Lokinen.
Now Barnaby overly aggressive with his stick, and will go to the penalty box. They're calling it 2 minutes for slashing.
I find this absolutely amazing. Ron Tugnut, at the start of every period, if there's a water bottle on the bench, fires it to the bench. He doesn't want it on the net. But at every delay that he gets an opportunity, he skates over to the bench and has a drink of water.
Here's the penalty as Barnaby and Lokinen meet up along the boards, and the stick comes up on Lokinen. You know, Jacques Martin was talking about that, and Tugnut's not a big guy, and Jacques says how important it is that he drinks fluids. And I said, well, Jacques, he doesn't keep a water bottle on the net, so he keep replacing those fluids, so why doesn't he do that? And Jacques didn't have an answer. He says, I don't know. Why don't you go ask him? And of course, when I went into the dressing room the other day, Ron had already left, so I did not have an opportunity to ask him. But you're right. He doesn't want anything to do with a water bottle around the net.
Well, now the Senators up by 2 have the man advantage. Alfredson at center. He left it there. Checker just drops it off as Ward got a piece of it. Sent around to Lokinen, drilling it in off the glass, tipping it around on the boards. Galley hooking it free, and a glove goes skittering around behind the Buffalo net. Schmelik sends it through the middle. Duchesne is back there to deal it ahead. Worked across to Alfredson. Dribbles one through the middle again. That's knocked down at the line. Galley picks it up. Ottawa trying to chain when Galley just fired it right into the Senators' bench.
Now Galley trying to shoot it off the boards and then down the ice. Gary was talking this morning about the importance of the Sabre defense of being patient and moving the puck from one side or from one defenseman to the other and then up through the neutral zone. And the Sabres really haven't done that too well tonight, but I'll tell you something. I mentioned it before. You talk about Florida and New Jersey being the best teams in the league at playing the trap. Well, I'm going to put the Senators right up there with them. They have just played excellent defensive hockey and are so disciplined. They seldom make bad plays in that area.
Here's York keeping it in on the faceoff, sends it around behind the goal. It's tipped free, comes free, and it's tipped in there by Ottawa. Senators with the pressure on, still the man advantage. A little over a minute left in the Barnaby penalty. Zoltak slipping it back into the corner. Dave turning to Zoltak again. He gave it to Dave, tried to, but Shannon broke it up, and now it's kicked out of the air, but not out. Ottawa keeping it in front. Pennyworth fired it wide. He was all alone back there. Pennyworth holding it in now to Dave. Out in front, Redden the shot, and he drilled it right off the referee. Pennyworth keeping it in, back to York. York to Pennyworth. Pennyworth holding it in there for Ottawa, making the shot. Steering it around behind the goal. Zoltak going after it. Zoltak on the wall. Dumps it off in the corner to Daig. Daig being challenged by Zhitnik. It slides to the blue line, dribbled in again. Here are the Senators to put the pressure on, right in front. And it's worked around on the boards, to the line, not up. Kept in by Ottawa. Put back in behind the net. Daig taking a hit back there. Now they jam in along the boards again. Still poking away out of this. Pennyworth and Shannon were ripping away at each other. Here to the blue line and out to center ice. Ottawa's York recovering. Flipped ahead all the way through the middle, and now Buffalo back at full strength. This will be fired up to Barnaby. Barnaby getting it to Plantin over the line. Got hooked. No penalty called. Sent back in behind the goal as Plantin hooked right off the play. Looked around to the boards and tipped free out as far as center. Schmelik breaking up the play. He tried to clear it in the other direction, but it's broken up and brought right back in again by Ottawa. Gardner with a shot that deflects wide. Grosek in the corner. Up by Van Allen. Hook free. Came in front of the net. Up back in along the wall again. Schmelik trying to come up with it. He goes down along with Gardner. Plant. Now sending it up on the wing. Buffalo coming back. The long pass to Barnaby's onside. Barnaby trying to bustle it in. Jammed beside the net. Hooked out in front again. It's knocked down. And it slides free Shipman, Ottawa.
Yeah, Bachanik, who's going to the boxes, he took Matt Barnaby into the side of the net and into the goaltender, but a furious flurry in the Ottawa zone results in a 2-minute penalty for holding. And Barnaby is the guy that started that as he takes this pass. And the Sabres just cannot find the loose puck in front of the net.
Well, Barnaby got pushed in there and then thought, well, while I'm in here, I may as well create a little mayhem.
Sure. Well, that's a typical Matt Barnaby play, and it results in a penalty. And if ever your power play was going to come to life, now is the time for Buffalo. 5:25 to go here in the second period. They're down 2-0. They've tried once tonight on the power play. It was ineffective, and they need a big goal here on the power play.
5.5 to go in the second period. Duchesne smacking it off the boards, and it dribbles back through the middle. Racing after it, McEachern. He gets in over the line, but Shannon was back very quickly. McEachern keeping it in there. That puts it Shields. Shovels it around behind the net for Pekka. Pekka starting away for Buffalo. Cruising to center ice, whipping it to Shannon. He'll throw one in, wide of the goal. Poked into the corner, kept in by Pekka again, trying to leave it there. Now here's Audette getting it around to Pekka. Pekka has some difficulty leaving it to Audette. Swings it around on the boards. He got turned around. It's whipped around on the glass. Kelly holding it in. Kelly, the dog for Audette in the corner. Loken broke it up. Came to the blue line, and it's chucked down the ice by Van Allen. Shields up for Shannon. He helps it ahead to Pekka in over the line, sliding it in on the backhand. He quickly wide. Sent around on the boards. Kept in again by Pekka. Pekka trying to set it up to Galley and does. Back to Pekka. Pekka cruising around. A minute to go in the penalty. Right through the goal crease. Here's Galley keeping it in. Galley fires it in front. Knocked down beside the net. And the Senators recover and whip it out to center ice. Back is Zhitnik. Zhitnik sliding it ahead. That hit the linesman, bounces back in again. It's an offside, 43 seconds remaining in Bachanik's penalty.
Donald Audette just cannot believe that he did not score a goal. He had the whole net. He was parked just off the goal crease. Watch what happens as the puck's going to come back to Audette. And here he is here, Donald Audette. Just cannot score on the initial pass. And by that, in the second opportunity, Wade Redden recovered. Oh boy, the empty net. And Donald Audette cannot put it in. 43 seconds remaining in the power play.
Courage tapping it back, and Schmelik will dump it off to Zhitnik. Looking it up ahead, Shatan moved it all the way back into the corner. Schmelik has to go after it. He's blocked by Van Allen, leaving it for Zhitnik. Zhitnik sliding it into the corner. Pass across, Schmelik picking it up in his skates and leaving the charge. Schmelik in over the Ottawa line. Flipped it, passes back into the corner. Shatan didn't see it, Burridge does. That's chopped around behind the goal. Burridge has got it again. Wheeling it back, now over to Schmelik. Schmelik takes his shot, deflected wide. Kept in by Buffalo again. Left in behind the goal to Burridge. Burridge twisting, got it back to Zhitnik. Zhitnik feeds it into the corner. Shatan to Burridge. Ottawa's back at full strength. Burridge tossing it over on the other side. Holzinger charges in there, trying to get it in front. It comes back to Schmelik. Schmelik on his backhand. He dumped it in, but the Senators break it up and just slip it off the boards and down the ice. With a Zhitnik is practiced for it. This will come back on an icing call with 3 minutes remaining in the second. 2-0 Ottawa unimpaired.
Santangelo has been creating hair designs and servicing men and women's hair for the last 30 years. Santangelo will make that dream turn real. For hair loss, Santangelo offers 2 procedures, gradual integration and micro-incision crafting. With Santangelo, you'll get the look you're after.
Hi, I'm Ralph Santangelo. From hair designs to hair additions, surgical and non-surgical, you'll love our look on you. Just call or stop in for a free consultation.
Santangelo, for that look you love.
Welcome back. Coming up in our second intermission, we'll talk to Ottawa's Sean McEachran. We'll also have an NHL playoff update from our hockey hotline buddies, Mike Robitaille and Brian Blessing. And Rick Generette and Jim Lorenz will look back at this second period. Let's head back upstairs.
Redden recovering the puck, flipping it around to Monk. He gets tied up in there by Mitchell. Jan in along the wall. Here's Plant trying to help out. Pushed from behind by Yashin. May digs it free. Doesn't get a shot on, though, but cruises around again. Benjamin finally hammered by Pitlick. Sent to the other side. Plant getting in the first. Plant trying to get away from Yashin. He's poked at it in the corner. Plant's got the puck. Plant twisting around once again. Tried to leave it there to Barnaby, but Yashin recovers and slips it out as far as center ice. Plant breaking it up. Well, but his knees couldn't get anywhere. It's kicked in over the line. Shields is good. Here the Sabres try to work it in front. Shields scrambling to get back in the crease. Taken away by Buffalo up to May. May handing center ice. He's checked from behind by Albertson. Albertson after it again. Feeds it back through the middle. And here comes Shields out to take it away from Yashin. Firing it up now to Shannon. Shannon's long pass in over the line. Barnaby works it back. Here's Plank going after the puck. Can't come up with it. Does the second time. Throws it behind the net. Woken feeds it on the boards. Throw it out. Kept into May. Couldn't get a shot on. Tied up by York. Set back behind the goal. Buffalo trying to make a change here. And tipped high in the air. This will find its way into the corner over the icing line.
My Sabres get the puck in the Ottawa zone. You can't work any harder than they are working, and yet they're not, or very seldom do they get scoring chances. That was a good, hard-working shift by Brad May, by Matthew Barnaby, and by Derek Plant, and yet nothing happened in the Ottawa zone. And when you have that kind of a situation, that tells you that the opposition is just playing great defense and excellent positional play. And you can see the three players are winded and tired. They couldn't have worked any harder. And it's so frustrating when you're playing against a hockey club like that. 20-14 in scoring chances for the Senators. Buffalo, their hockey club is not as disciplined as Ottawa. That's why they're giving up more scoring chances and losing tonight 2-0.
There's time running out in the second period. All around on the boards, all the way down the ice, but getting back there is Diggs coming through the first. There'll be no icing, and Diggs got it again. There's a penalty coming up to Buffalo as Yalley's going to get the gate. Interference.
He knocked down Dackel in front of the net. And with 1:26 to go in the period, Ottawa on the power play. That was a good play by Alexander Degdo to beat Jipnik to the puck. Here's the interference penalty. And if Daig doesn't get there, it's icing, and there's no penalty called, and the faceoff's in the other end. So Daig, who has had a very poor series, makes a very good play, and Galley goes to the box.
And Buffalo will finish this period shorthanded as long as Ottawa doesn't score.
Of course, Buffalo looking to score a shorthanded goal, and I'm sure Ted Nolan has told the troops, if you have a chance, go with it offensively. But the last time the Sabres are killing off a penalty, both Zhipnik and Shannon were up near the blue line when the play was in front of the Buffalo net.
McEachran holding it in now for Ottawa, sending it back in along the boards. McEachran after it again. This leaves it there. It's tapped back to the point now. It goes to Alfredson. Alfredson to McEachran. McEachran turning again, dropping it off to Alfredson. Tried to force it in front. Schmelik broke it up. Tapped around to Yashin. He gunned it in front of the net. Was struck down, but not out. Kept in, and now Schmelik uses the boards to send it down the ice. Buffalo will make some changes here. Squeezed up on the wing, and the Senators bringing it back again. In over the line, Duchesne stumbles, but manages to keep it in. Rolling it in behind the goal, around to Cunninworth, and Zhipnik got in front of that one. Duchesne flipping it off the board. Shannon knocks it down. Shannon out at center to Ward. Ward tried to tip it through the middle. Lokinen got a piece of him, and Ward is yelling at the referee, Marawali. Now Ward comes into Ottawa territory. Tried to squeeze it through, but it's taken back by Soltok. And being dumped in behind the play. Brought back now. Burridge trying to get away. Holzinger's all tied up with Lokinen. penalty. Zoltan kicked it to the Buffalo line. It's sent back in the other direction, and that's going to ensure that this period is going to come to a close with Ottawa leading 2-0.
And full marks for their effort tonight to the Senators, and again putting together a fine second period of disciplined hockey to lead 2-0 in this game.
So the Ottawa Senators get one in the first period, add one in the first minute of play in the second, and have a 2-0 lead after 2 in downtown Buffalo.
He was the greatest, and now in this first-time television offer comes the one boxing video you will want to watch over and over. Legends of the Ring, Ali.
I talk too much and I'm cocky and I need a good beating. Why don't somebody just give that old guy a pension or retirement?
From his early beginnings, Ali was brash.
I'm knocking out all bums. And if you get too smart, I'll knock you out. If you like to lose your money, be a fool and bet on Sonny. He's too ugly to be the world's champ. The world's champ should be pretty like me. I'm young, I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
You're being extremely truculent. Whatever truculent mean, if that's good, I'm that.
This collectible boxing treasure captures the spirit of Ali and shows why he is still the greatest.
Keep your camera moving, because I'm kind of fast.
Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-368-2830 to order Ali, Legend of the Ring, for only $19.98 plus shipping and handling. That's 1-800-368-2830 to get the video that covers his entire phenomenal career. Sorry, no CODs.
Sabres playoff hockey is brought to you in part by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. By Discover, it pays to discover. And by Tops Friendly Markets. Tops never stops saving you more. Well, we're awaiting the third period to get underway here at the Marine Midland Arena.
Pretty impressive statistic during the regular season. When leading after 2 periods, the Senators never lost a game, but that changed in the playoffs. In Game 3 in Ottawa, Buffalo scored a couple of goals late in the third period to win it.
And that's reflected in that stat as well.
Now we've been tracking tonight the attack zone time. Ottawa, they've been in Buffalo's zone over 19 minutes. Buffalo 14 minutes, so a difference of 5 minutes has been spent in the Sabres zone.
I have to assume from that the other 7 minutes were in the neutral zone. Jumped in around on the boards, kicked free, but not out. Buffalo beginning the period shorthanded. 15 seconds left in the Galley penalty. Ottawa holding it in to Alfredson. He chopped it back for Yashin. Yashin, being bothered by Schmelik, left it at the point. They score! The long shot from the point. It may have been deflected in by Alfredson, who was kept beside the net. But a power play goal again in the first minute of play, and Ottawa has a 3-0 lead.
Boy, oh boy, there's nothing that hurts more than that. You start a period with one thing in mind, kill off the penalty, and the Sabres can't do it. This is Yashin, though. Watch Yashin. Doesn't give the puck up until he's ready. And again, the Buffalo defense have been out of position all evening. Zhitnik's up too high. No one in front of the net. And Alfredson is parked by himself, and he deflects the puck by Shields into the net. His second of the night, 5th of the series.
And Buffalo's hole is considerably deeper. Poke free at center ice. Now Van Allen busting it back and all goes. Worked around to the boards. Another long shot's knocked down. Finally cleared to the line and whipped out at center for Audette. Audette to the Ottawa line. Floating one in. Tugnull picks it out of the air as Black tried to go to the net.
A power play goal, 28 seconds.
So Daniel Alfredson scores from Steve Duchesne and Alexei Yashin, 28 seconds. His 5th of the night, or his 5th of the series, and 2nd goal of the evening. Won the Calder Trophy last year as the NHL's top rookie. And as Yashin is their best offensive player, Alfredson certainly a close second. And he likes the tough going, does not bother him. He's very good in the corners and in traffic. Just an all-around fine player.
Duchesne steering it ahead, and the Senators will get it out with Lambert. His long shot. That one goes wide of the net. Shannon just drilled it through the middle, missed everybody. Charging after it is Audette. Tugnutt will have to play it away. Up to Lambert. And away at center ice. Senators trying to get away again. Flipped and knocked down. The Chanicap trip. That's kicked free. Up it comes to Audette and over the line. Takes his shot. Donald Audette threw that one by Tugnutt. And the Sabres come right back to get on the board and now trail by 2. Less than 2 minutes into the third period.
Now Donald Audette is fired up. So are the Sabres. Finally, Audette scores a goal, a turnover at the Buffalo line, a long lead pass, and Donald Audette, the slap shot between the legs of the goaltender. And that's the way you answer a goal. You score one of your own. Boy, the 5-hole has been vulnerable tonight at both ends of the rink. 2 goals on Shields has gone in through the legs, and then that one on Tugnutt.
Cleared right into the Ottawa bench. That one squirted away and got out of play.
Maybe the deflection by Alfredson may have gone also between the legs of Steve Shields. But Ted Nolan looking for some enthusiasm. And Donald Audette provides it. The hard slap shot. Duchesne could not get there in time. And great relief for Donald Audette. He knows that he has to score.
Schmeling trying to get away at center, tapped it ahead. This one ends up in the Ottawa bench. Boy, I wouldn't want to be sitting on that bench.
That's been a busy area, hasn't it? There have been a number of pucks that have flown into the bench. Now, Audette scoring his first of the playoffs. Shannon and Galley draw the assists.
Shot it free again, but it's eased off the boards right through center ice. Shannon breaks it up. They'll work it ahead. Dumped in over the line. Swept over. Chapan! Right on! And Tugnutt makes the save.
Miroslav Chapan with a quick release. But again, the puck was bouncing around. And he really didn't get good wood on the shot. But a quick breaking play by Buffalo. See the puck bouncing? And Chapan was very lucky to even make contact with the puck. And Ted Nolan quickly switches up his lines, plants Grosek, Audette back onto the ice. And it's been a long time between goals for Audette. March the 30th was the last time he scored.
In Chicago. Grosek fired it off the line. It's steered back through the middle and down the ice. Zhitnik catching up with it. Zhitnik working it up on the wing. Pat drills it across for Grosek. Grosek in over the line, getting away from York. York ends up with a puck again to the blue line. Not out. Buffalo keeping it in. York after it again. And on the other side, Pat trying to hold it in there. Zhitnik helps out. Now they'll jam in along the wall again. And it squirts free in the corner. On behind the goal. Hagler drops it up. York sending it high in the air. Zhitnik catches up with it. Ottawa changing. Zhitnik sailing it across to Galley. Galley stuffs it in. Sending it in. Tugnutt coming out to play it around to the boards. Audette tried to clear it in front, but it's intercepted. Sent to the blue line and out to center. Van Allen with the long shot. Shields will handle that one. And drop it along to Schmeling. Got checked in and good. Deflected through the blue line. Shot is right on, but it's called on the upside. It just came out over the line.
Now some miscommunication between Steve Shields and his defenseman. And that
is being tended to right now.
Yeah. And he's having a word with Richard Schmeling. It's so important. Watch this now. Steve Shields just doesn't leave the puck properly for Schmeling. And Cunningworth was loose for an instant in front of the net, but that's so important. It seems like a little thing, but that defenseman wants the puck placed in a certain area by the goaltender.
Shannon squeezing it now. Schmeling back for Shannon again. Up on the wing for Dahl. Dahl flings one into the corner. Sabres move up on the play. May keeping it in there. He gets squeezed out. Here's Pitlick with the puck. Pitlick trying to get away from May. May trying to stay with him. Pitlick got it off the boards and just managed to work it out over the line. And May firing it right back in again. Up for Lokinen. Johnny Lokinen right through the middle. Too far for Van Allen. Went down the ice. And Shannon charging there. And they'll bring it back into the Ottawa zone for a face-off. Each team has scored here in the third. 2-goal margin for Ottawa unumpired.
It was a night to remember as last June a packed Memorial Auditorium paid tribute to the great Iliot Apollo. On June 6th in the Marine Midland Arena, the Wrestling Legends return along with the greatest stars of the WCW to present Wrestling Legends 2. Also on that night, a special tribute to the greatest quarterback in Bill's history, Jim Kelly. The greatest stars of the past and present again unite to raise money for Children's Hospital and the Apollo Scholarship Fund. Names like Lex Luger, the Giant, and the dreaded New World Order. Tickets on sale at the arena at all fantastic locations.
Yashin and Pekka are in the face-off circle. And back to Galley. Let it go! And just missed. Zipnik holding it in. He'll put it into May. May put behind the net, leaving it for Daw. It's slapped around on the board. Zoltok can't get it out. Redden they're running him. And to the other side, off the glass and out to center. Galley whips it across ice. Squeezed ahead to May. Jumped away from him and ends up behind the Ottawa net. And Daw comes back to tag Redden with a check, but the Senators come away Yashin. Yashin in the Buffalo territory, leading it. A long shot. Shields will handle that and shovel it around on the other side. Good free by Zipnik, but not out. Alfred's moving up on the play. Ottawa keeping it in with Protector and feeding it into Alfredson. Alfredson twisting around in the corner again. Works back to the point. Still has it. Circles once more. Here's Alfredson, but he can't get a shot on. He's being boxed out, but he's still got the puck. They're scurrying around in there, trying to find somebody to give it to Yashin. Yashin ducked away. Here's Yashin with a shot. Shields the save. Rebound and one down. Shields covers up and hangs on.
What a marvelous piece of stick handling by Daniel Alfredson. And it ended up in front of the net on the stick of Yashin, who is a dangerous finisher, but he could not finish off Steve Shields. What a play by Alfredson, who's been the best player on the ice tonight. This is some of it. Look at this great stick handling and mobility, the quick turns. And the Sabres end up chasing around. And then this play by Yashin, and Shields eventually holds on for the faceoff. A fine piece of goaltending after a fine piece of offensive work by Alfredson in the zone. And he has been the scoring star of this series up to this point. 2 goals tonight.
Well, what's going on here now? We've got the referee over at the Buffalo bench. Gary Galley is over there. One of the linesmen over there. The linesman is Jay Shars. Does he have a problem? Well, got a problem. They're fixing the mask of Shields. That's what they're doing.
Well, this was awfully close to going into the net. A blocker save as Shields in desperation as the puck rolls back and glances off the side of the net. But intense concentration. Shields found the puck and grabbed it with the blocker. And that's a move, no doubt, he's learned from Dominik Hasek, dropping the stick and then picking it up with the blocker glove. Ted Nolan has gone to 3 lines. He has taken Dixon Ward off the Pekka line and replaced him with May. And this is Holzinger, Burridge, and Chatan.
Shannon's sending one through the middle, but that'll be knocked down at center ice. Alfredson flipping it ahead. Long shot by Zoltan, steered away by Shields to Schmeling. Schmeling looking for an open man, finds one on the wing. Chatan picked it out of the air. Well, he's set in. Burridge got hooked down. There's a pass here to protect.
That's a veteran play by Randy Burridge. Burridge, no question about it, sort of helped it along, but it was a hook. But instead of staying on his skates, Burridge went down to the ice and Kachanik is in the box. A soft dump-in pass. There's the hooking penalty. And a power play for Buffalo with 15:08 remaining here in the third period. And this time will the Sabre power play find the mark. But a fine heads-up veteran play by Randy Burridge. And now Jacques Martin, the most critical point of this game. His club must kill off this penalty. I'm sure in the back of his mind, partner, is the fact that the saying that Sabres are 0 for 12, only 1 for 16, 1 for 17 in the series. So he's got to be thinking, when are they going to break out of it?
Plant wins the draw. Jolly, Shannon scoops it into Plant, tried to dump it in front of the net, gets it back again. Plant tapping it down low. Grosek gets turned around by Lokinen, and it's sent off the glass and down the ice. Shannon to collect it. Cunningworth keeping an eye on him. Here's Shannon slipping it up on the wing. Poked at center, but Cunningworth works it back in the other direction.
Now the Buffalo Sabres are keeping their forwards up high. They've got to bring them back closer to the defense and tack together.
Now the pass across. In over the line is Plant. He'll scoop it in. Taking it to Alfredson. Doesn't get it out. Kept in to Audette. Audette wiggles it back now to Plant. Plant into Audette again. Audette trying to poke it in front of the net. It's picked out of the air. Globe to the boards. And sent out through center and down the ice. Shields will help it ahead. Tapped up now. Here's Grosek firing it off into the corner. Racing in there, Audette. Audette looking in front. Can't come up with the puck. Turned around on the other side, and it's going to go to center. 6 minutes into the third period. Worked off the boards and given away to Lokinen. His long shot, nowhere near. Now for Burridge. Burridge tried to squeeze it through the middle, couldn't do it. Chipped by Cunningworth in the other direction. Catching up with it in the corner is Zhitnik. Now the pass to center. Burridge carries on. Dishes it in to Holzinger. Racing into the corner. Holzinger threw it out in front, and Burridge couldn't connect. Satan after it. Satan knocked out in the corner. Alfredson didn't get it out. Burridge has got it again. He's bumping with Redden. It's kicked back into the corner. Out comes to Schmeller. Over to Zhitnik. Redden shot goal. Rebound. Right to the goal crease. They jam away at it. And play is called. And somebody got a stick up in front of the net. And I don't know where the heck that puck was.
I do not either, as the shot came in from the right point by Zhitnik. And I think on the shot from Zhitnik, it hit somebody and bounced into the goaltender. Here's the shot. No, it didn't. It was stopped by the pad of Tugnut. And then it was a mad scramble after that to find out where it was. And it was Satan who got whacked with a stick.
Wade Redden shot it right at his goaltender.
Yeah. Burridge goes down. Let's look from the goal cam. There's Wade Redden with the... Oh boy, I'll tell you something. Look at it. He almost shot it in his own net, didn't he? I mean, he certainly, I think he wanted to shovel it back to his goaltender, but he ended up shooting it, and it was a fine pad save by Tugnut.
Only 6 seconds left in the Ottawa penalty. Into the corner, flipped free, off a leg. Zhitnik tried to keep it in, but Cunningworth will send it to center ice to Van Allen. Van Allen hooks it away. Schmeller getting it back. Ottawa's returned to full strength. Here's Richard Schmeller. Looking away from a check as he comes to center ice, and then he falls. He muscled it in over the line. Left for Pekka. Dropped it back to Ward. Ward turning. Here's Schmeller. The shot right on. And Tugnut got a pad on that and then trapped it there.
Sometimes life is an uphill battle. Handle it. Dunlop Tires, made with pride in Western New York.
Out on the face-off for Buffalo. 12:45 left on the clock in the third period. Plant slipping it back. Galley sending it down low. Grosek gets all tangled up in the corner. Galley stays in there to knock it around behind the net. Trying to get it in front. He's put down by Yashin, but he's got the puck. In front of the net again. Adet charging and taking a shot, and that one caroms into the corner. Hooked around on the board. Oilers keeping it in. Worked around on the other side. McEachern got leveled by Grosek. Out at center, Yashin picks it up. He'll give it away to Plant. Ottawa changing the pass to Adet in over the line. Couldn't get the shot. He spins around, keeping it in. Feeds it to the other side. And it's tipped out to center. Yashin going after it. Picking it up to McEachern. McEachern in over the line, and now Shannon will get a hooking penalty. Alfredson ducking all the way back into his own zone and leaving it back there. So the Senators now dishing it across to Alfredson again. Alfredson goes all the way to the corner, feeds it around to Buchanan. He'll work it off the boards, and this will be taken away by Zhipnik, and that will result in a whistle and a face-off because of the penalty to Shannon.
2 minutes for hooking. That happened back inside the Buffalo zone. And the Senator power play, which has been very potent in this series, tries again here tonight, leading 3-1. There's a penalty as Yashin is, I beg your pardon, this is McEachern who is spun around and hooked down to the ice. So a lazy penalty against Shannon and a power play for Ottawa. One of the reasons when you compare power plays is that guy, Yashin. He's not on the ice now, but he will be. He's the guy that quarterbacks the play. They also have Duchesne, who's among the best point men in the National Hockey League. And they've got a fellow by the name of Alfredson, who is a very clever offensive player, and they have better players to control the play than the Sabres do on the power play.
Leaving it back there. Redden up to York. He'll chip one in. Shields handling it. Moving it to Galley. Rings it around on the glass and all the way through center. York back quickly. York is chased behind the net. Bolzinger watching. And Jason York dropping it off. Through the middle comes Zoltan. Zoltan rolling in over the line to Cunningworth. Back for Daig. Daig swings it across to the other side. Duchesne off the bench, flipping it to the other corner. Daig going after it again. He leaves it to Zoltan. Zoltan sending it for Duchesne. Takes his shot. That's knocked down. Mano. Ottawa keeping it in. Stuck to Cunningworth, tapping it behind the net. Daig can't catch up with it. Scully going after it now. Pin and Fred. And Shields hooks it high in the air for safety. Lokanen smacking it right back in again. Tipped around on the boards. Ward picks it off. He's got time out to center and bounce behind Pekka. All the way to Tugnutt, leaving it to Lokanen. Feed it away as far as center ice. Ottawa coming back by shoveling it into the Buffalo zone. The Yashin trying to get it in front. Knocked down. Yashin got it back again. Then Ward took it away. Ward still turning and twisting, trying to get it to center. Does a two-line pass to Pekka. It's offside. Down to a half minute remaining in the penalty.
Now Daniel Alfredson, as we mentioned, he has had an excellent series. He has scored 3 times on the power play in this series and tied with Valerie Kaminsky from Colorado for first in the NHL in power play goals in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And it's the only time that Jacques Martin, or one of the only times that Martin puts his 2 best defensive players on the ice together, Alfredson and Yashin.
Yashin keeping it in, leaving it for McEachern, trying to feed it along the boards. He got tied up. There's a glove pass in the mix down there, and we'll do it again. 23 seconds to go in the Shannon penalty. But we're almost halfway through the 3rd period.
Now Buffalo needing 2 goals to tie this game. And against a club like Ottawa, who plays so good defensively, that's a tall order. This is where you've got to start taking chances, particularly your defense.
Pekka will carry it in over the line. Missing after it again. He stuffs it down low. It's tapped around behind the net. Senators recovering. And they'll bring it away with a last rush with the man advantage. Dumped back into the corner. Pekka racing after it, and Tugnutt is forced to come out and play it in behind the net. Got it around to Alfredson as Shannon returns. All even again. Away goes McEachern. McEachern hitting Buffalo territory. Hit a shot that Shipnick got in front of. And Yashin holding it in there. Shovels it back to Polk with a shot. That didn't get through. Chipped off the board. Pekka recovering. Got it to the line, but not out. Yashin keeping it in. Down he goes. Now Boozer. He'll try and come back. Whistling it up ahead for Audette. Sabres are changing. Audette will clear it in. Shane in the corner, being challenged by Platt. They go to the boards together. It's bucked free by Dackel. Dackel starts away. Pass through the middle that Schmelik recovers. Schmelik for Galley. And his pass went all the way to Pitlick. And then Pitlick tossed it right back into his own bench again. 9 minutes remaining here in the third. Ottawa by 2 on Empire.
The all-new Dodge Dakota is full of surprises. From more room and comfort to more cargo space to a bold new look. And now our latest surprise. You can choose a Dakota V6 and save $500. Announcing the National Dodge Sale. It's never been easier to get into Magnum Power. Now with $500 savings. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
They'll drop this one right near center ice as we take a look around the National Hockey League at the other 3 games that are being played tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Quiet out there for Buffalo. Gardner tapping it back, and Lokinen sends it to the side. Pitlick flips it as far as center. It's knocked down, chipped ahead. Audette swinging it in over the line, out of the air, after it again. But Gardner got it back and tapped it back inside the Buffalo line. Shipnick smack it off the boards. He's challenged in there. Can't do it. It's kept in by Gardner. That takes it away. Leading it behind the net. Galley starts out. Tipped it up ahead to center. Grosek drilling one in. Tugnutt will handle it back there and then set up the interference. Now it's cleared back into the corner again. Audette coming up with it. He's shoved by Pitlick, going after it again. Trying to jam it around on the wall. It comes free, kept in by Buffalo. Fired up the side of the net. Here's Grosek twisting around, trying to work it in front. Still has the puck. Grosek kicking at it again, bothered by Lokinen. Audette took it free, tried to back it off the goaltender. In beside the net, Cradle on the boards, but not out. Buffalo keeping it in. Grosek with a shot that's kicked away. Yeah, tried to get it in front. Couldn't get it to Audette. Then Grosek came over and connected on Pitlick, who wasn't too fussy with the maneuver. Ahead to Derek Plant again, swinging it to the Ottawa line and over. And over the line, Galley works it down. Into York, it went around behind the net. Barnaby hooks it free to get it out in front, but York recovers. York off the boards and back to the Buffalo blue line. Ottawa completing a change, and now Buffalo as well. Squeezed now to Holzinger. He can't pick up the pass. And it's worked to Daig. Daig to the Buffalo line, leaving it to Van Allen. Van Allen took his shot and fired it right through the goal crease. Rudden holding it in. They stuff it around on the other side. May picks it up. Rolling it up to center ice now. Sabres coming away with Barnaby, and he couldn't get it to Holzinger through the middle. Back in the other direction. Taken back by Schmelik. Schmelik feeding it across ice. Brad May. He's blocked by Cunningham, but it's bounced back into the corner again. Barnaby goes flying in there. Got a piece of Redden. And the Senators now flipping that one, and it's going to go right out of play.
For the Senators, every opportunity in their own zone. If there's not a play there to the wing or to the middle of the ice, they're just dumping the puck off the glass and out to the neutral zone. Matt Barnaby trying to get things stirred up. This is Wade Redden. He knows Barnaby's coming and is prepared for him. As the elbow comes up. 6:44 to go. And I mentioned that the Sabres must start to gamble, and that usually means pinching the defense at the Ottawa blue line and up in the neutral zone area to try to create some offense and some transitions back the other way.
Now in the third period at Miami, Florida has come back to tie the Rangers 2-2.
Pekka, Ward, and Daw for Buffalo. And this is a stage of the game where you, although it's against the Yashin line, where sometimes you don't worry about line matchups any longer.
In front of the net, quick shot right on, rebound! Tugnutt makes the save on Galley. Oh, brother, the Sabres came within an ace of getting on the board for the second time.
I'll tell you what, Ron Tugnutt has really held his club in this game here in the third period. Was an outstanding save moments ago. Buffalo winning the face-off. And remember, I just mentioned about defensemen moving up on the play. And you see Gary Galley. There's Galley, the defenseman in front of the net, trying to jam the loose puck by Tugnutt. And Jacques Martin takes off the Yashin line.
There are all kinds of false maneuvers being made here.
Sean Van Allen to take this face-off against Pekka.
Maybe. Scoop back into the corner, but Stamik works it around on the glass. Doesn't get it out. Now the cat behind the net, and Duchesne got it around for Gardner. Gardner can't get it out. Buffalo doing the forechecking now in the corner. Daw trying to fly it free. Now here's Ward getting twisted around, kicks it on the wall. Sent around to Ward again. Ward fighting off the check. Back to the point, but that's knocked down, and the Senators come away to Van Allen. Van Allen in over the Buffalo line. Took his shot. Shields the same. Rebound. Shields another save. They score. Finally stuffed in by the Ottawa captain, Randy Cunneyworth. And the Senators have a 4-1 lead.
Well, Jacques Martin took off the Yashin line for the face-off in the zone. Ottawa ends up with this giveaway as Zhitnik fans on the puck. Watch though in front of the net as Van Allen takes the shot, and the Sabre defense right here, or that's Dixon Ward, doesn't take Cunneyworth, and he gets two chances at it. That is poor defensive play, but the play began back in the Ottawa zone as Zhitnik did not get the puck through to the front of the net. And that, too, has been a familiar story of the series of Buffalo defense not getting the puck through to the goaltender.
Now on the face-off, Schmelik trying to come up with it and giving it to Shannon. Schmelik, he'll work it up on the wing. Burridge flinging one into the corner. Holzinger racing in there after it. Outs it behind the net, but York just picks it up and sends it down the ice. Shannon hustling after it. Yashin's on. Shannon getting there first, so they'll bring it back down into the Ottawa end.
Now 5:43 showing on the clock. Buffalo trailing now by 3. Cunneyworth scores his first of the playoffs. Picks up the assist along with Gardner. Now that line that was switched for the faceoff ends up scoring a goal.
There's Shannon taking a shot. Tugnutt knocked it away. Right in front of the net. Whacking away. Another shot. Grazed the side of the net. Goes back in the corner. They'll poke it around on the boards again. Jam away at it again. To Shannon, took his shot, and that one sails high. Walk picking it up. He got it as far as the line. Chachan trying to keep it in, but it's squeezed out at center. And here comes Yashin 2-on-1 with McEachern. Yashin working in front and shot to score. Yashin may have banked that one in off the goaltender Shields, and it's 5-1. But they're going to go upstairs and look at that one, I think.
No, I think they ought to, because I think. There was a Senator in the crease as Yashin tried to put the puck. It was sort of a half pass, half shot to McEachern. And my initial reaction was that McEachern was in the crease. A 2-on-1 as Schmelik is caught. Yeah, there's no question McEachern's in the crease. But did he score the goal or did Yashin score it? If Yashin scores it, that goal should not count, as McEachran is clearly in the goal crease.
And he also scored the goal, I believe. McEachran. Meanwhile, the ice has been littered here at the Marine Midland Arena. We're waving it on.
Now, there's no question McEachran was in the goal crease as Yashin took the shot. But Schmelik got caught up the ice, and again, when you talk about you're down by goals, the defense has to gamble. And when you gamble, you give up odd man rushes. Here's the shot. As the puck was deflected by the goaltender, and McEachran was in the crease and no goal.
So we're down to 5:11 remaining on the clock here in the third period. The Senators with a 4-1 lead.
Now, very opportunistic effort tonight by Ottawa. And really, the difference in this game has been the goaltending. Andrei Trefilov is coming into the nets with 5:11 to play. First game since November the 26th. It's been a long season for Trefilov as Shields heads down the alleyway toward the Buffalo dressing room.
So now, after that delay, the face-off will be outside the Buffalo blue line. Well, as soon as I say that, something else floats out onto the ice. Flotsam and jetsam. Zoltok slips it all the way back into his own end. Pitlick will get there first. And then watching him, bumping with him in the corner. And it's squeezed free and sent off the glass to center ice. Platt trying to get away, tapping it ahead. Banked in the other direction. Zoltok. He'll just slide one in. Trefilov leaving it back there. Now to Wilson. Leaving it up on the wing, but not out. It's cleared back in front of the net now. Worked ahead to Audette. And to get it to Platt through the middle. York there first, and he sends it back to center ice. Senators, of course, are quite content just to take time off the clock. Audette into Ottawa territory. The quick shot, Tugnutt, no difficulty there. Stuffed around on the boards again. Senators to bring it away to Redden. Redden will smack one off the corner glass. Honeyworth hustling in after it. Wilson tying him up. They do a little wrestling, and it's Pride free now. Plant picks it off. Plant up to Audette. Picks the pass at center and dumps it into the corner. May goes charging in there, but it's poked around to Van Allen. Van Allen working it to Honeyworth. He'll just get rid of it through center and duck away from a Barnaby check. Worked back in by May to Pekka. Trying to slide it to Barnaby, and he ripped it wide. Barnaby bouncing in the corner along with Honeyworth. Sending it back. Here's Schmelik with a shot. That's right on. He picked it. Shot right on again. They jam it behind the net. Pekka getting knocked down. Trying to work it out in front. Honeyworth comes up with the puck, and Honeyworth just got clipped by Barnaby, who went by. And sent across ice again. Sabres to bring it back in. May getting checked right at the line. Leaving it for Shannon. Shannon's pass through the middle. That'll be tapped into the corner. Redden hustling after it. And then Barnaby knocks down his check, and Barnaby is going to get a penalty here. And Barnaby goes back to pile in there again. He's going after Duchesne. And now everybody getting in there. And here comes May flying in. May charging in there after Redden. It started out. Barnaby had the original penalty for taking down Duchesne. And more scrapping going on out in front of the Ottawa goal brace. A lot of wrestling at the moment. But it may amount to more than that if everybody could get free.
Well, Matt Barnaby was getting the initial penalty as he upset Duchesne near the goaltender. And he had one thing in mind. He just wanted to stir things up, and he certainly did that. He just made a quick U-turn when he knew he was being assessed a penalty and went right after Duchesne. And Barnaby is being escorted to the Buffalo dressing room with 3:12 to go here in the third period. Or is he? I guess he's going to the penalty box.
So for the moment, things have settled down. 4-1. Ottawa leading on Empire.
No question. It's no doubt. Because hearing's believing. No doubt. Live in concert. Saturday, May 17th, live at Marine Midland Arena. Special guest, the Vandals and Civ. Get tickets now at the box office. All Fantastics ticket outlets and Tops Friendly Markets are charged by phone. Produced by Delsner Slater Enterprises.
Are you looking to get a great workout at a great social setting? Then try volleyball again for the very first time. Volleyball Unlimited is now forming leagues for the beginner through the advanced at all of our 8 convenient outdoor sand locations. Also new this summer are teen leagues. Our beginner leagues will supply you with the coaching that will develop your game and have fun all summer long. Call now to receive our newsletter for locations, rates, and dates. Leagues begin in May and June, so call now to reserve your spot on the sand, 685-3859.
Time for the Dunlop Tires Handle It play of the game.
This is Donald Adet with the hard slap shot to beat the goaltender for his first goal of the playoffs and Buffalo's only goal up to this point this evening.
Next time you need tires with a difference, handle it with Dunlop Tires. Well, Adet was very happy at that time, and so were the Buffalo Sabre fans, but it was right after that that Ottawa came back and kept their lead back again, and now they're up by 4-1, and Matt Barnaby has gone to the dressing room.
And Brad May is in the penalty box. So far, nobody for Ottawa. Or, yes, there is. I can't really see from our position here at the Marine Midland Arena.
Well, May's not sticking around either. He's being sent to the room as well.
And here's the initial play. Now watch Barnaby go after Duchesne right here and trip him up. Now, Barnaby knows there's a penalty call. To watch what he does. He goes right back at him. Now he knows, Barnaby knows exactly what he's doing here. He knows that he's going to draw a crowd. Here comes Brad May to get involved. That's Wade Redden, who May was tangling with. And May has 4 minutes for roughing on the clock, or on the penalty clock. Barnaby with an extra 2 minutes, so it'll be a 5-on-3 for Ottawa. Barnaby, 2 minutes for, or Brad May, 2 minutes for roughing and 2 minutes for roughing plus a 10-minute misconduct. Barnaby, 2 minutes for tripping, a 10-minute misconduct. No penalties assessed to Ottawa.
All of this with 3:12 left on the clock in front of a rapidly emptying Marine Midland Arena. So these two teams will meet Sunday night in Ottawa, and we can drag out the cliches, but Buffalo certainly has their back to the wall. I guess that one kind of sums it up. Yashin trying to keep it in. It squirts free to Alfredson. Got it back for Duchesne. Got to Lokinen. Lokinen takes his shot, and it comes to Yashin again. In front of Duchesne, and he flipped that one and it went off the glass. And gunned around on the boards, but Platt fails to get it out. Yashin drilling it wide, and that'll go to center ice. Covered by the Senators. Whipped up the middle to McEachern and over the line. Back for Yashin. The shot. Trefilov. Pick that one up.
Now the quick glove hand of Andrei Trefilov, and he does have a dandy glove hand. As Yashin gunned it from about 35 feet. Quick release, wasn't it? That was a good choice of shots by Yashin. Instead of the big slap shot, just bringing the stick back about 6 inches and then letting it fly toward the Buffalo goaltender. 2:38 remaining here in the third period.
Ottawa changing up, Buffalo as well. Sabres 2 men short here, but certainly not going to aid their cause, down by 3 goals.
Well, Phil Crow's on the ice, number 26. He usually doesn't play in these types of situations, but getting some extra time on the power play, obviously, to stand in front of the net.
Redden holding it in. Gets it right back again. Sets it up to Zoltan. Zoltan looking in front. Center right in front of the net. Chipped wide by Cunningworth. Around to Zoltan again. He keeps it in. Back for Redden. Redden to Zoltan. He'll give it to Redden and does. To York. And too far into the corner it goes. Bounces York off the wall. Zoltan slipping it back to Redden. Redden does not shoot. Now to York again. York peeling wide. Works it to the corner. Cooking shot. And that one rips off the glass and somehow got right out of play.
Now 1 minute 59 seconds remaining here in the third period. Rick was saying the Sabres will go into Ottawa on Sunday night in a must-win situation or their season will be over, as they have met a very surprising Senator Hockey Club in the playoffs up to this point. Disciplined, tough, inexperienced perhaps, but doing all the right things so far in this series.
Well, they got Yanchin and Alfredson back out there again. Get back to Lokinen. Lokinen's pass, however, goes to center. Pekka tried to steal it away and does. Lokinen got back in time to take it away. Pekka chasing after him. Around it comes for Duchesne. Steve Duchesne picking his way to center ice. Patted in over the line to Alfredson. Alfredson for Lokinen. Lokinen stuffing it down low to Yashin. Back to Lokinen. Doesn't shoot. Still hanging on to the puck. Lokinen works it to the other side. Duchesne to Lokinen. Pickford in beside the net. Shot. And triple up with a great save. And now another battle going on in front of the net. This one broke out with Bugner. Firing punches in front of the net with Lambert and the boogeyman and Lambert going at it. Hammer and tongs.
Well, there are a few fighters on the Ottawa Senators. Denny Lambert was one of them. And that was a spirited match in front of the net. What a glove save, though, Andrei Trefilov made as Lambert collects congratulations and heads to the dressing room. Of course, the same scene was going on the Buffalo side of the benches. Watch the left glove again of Trefilov. Talked about the great glove hand. How about this? Whoa. And there's Lambert and Bugner.
They don't really care about the save.
They didn't pay any attention to it. They had one thing on their mind, and that was to start winging.
Brother.
So Trefilov getting tested here in the closing seconds of this hockey game, and a couple of excellent saves, both with the left glove. Huge disappointment tonight for Coach Ted Nolan. He thought his club was ready this morning, that they would play with enthusiasm, but here's that chance again as Alfredson tried for the hat trick. Wow, that was one great stop by Trefilov. Excellent reaction.
Well, Lambert gets the extra minor here. I believe they said for high sticking. So Ottawa now 1 man short. Buffalo 2 for another 14 seconds.
I wonder who's under that.
Well,
I've had a number of times this year.
Frankly, if I had my briefcase right in my hands, I could tell you because I got a letter from the family of that person today. Yes. And unfortunately, I don't have one. I didn't expect to see him again. Or her again. No, it's a him. In fact, it is a him. I apologize, but I didn't really think that he'd be here tonight.
Well, he's been here a number of other occasions, and we keep marveling at what a great getup that is.
Well, it's kept in now with York feeding it into the corner. Buffalo now 1 man short. So are the Senators. And it's scooped up at center for Audette. It'll leave it there through the middle. Burridge got tripped up. Down to Van Allen. Van Allen will just slap one in, and he got flattened by Wilson. There comes Schmelik cruising through the middle. Schmelik works it up on the wing. In over the line. Audette getting spun around, but racing after it. Ducks away in the corner. Flipped it out in front. And it ends up on Alfredson's stick. Alfredson starting away for Buchanan. His long shot. Pushed away to the side by Trefilov. Zhitnik coming up with the puck. To center it comes. Burridge pass through the middle. Buchanan broke it up. Deck stole it momentarily. Couldn't control it. Alfredson is back after it now. And he glances at the clock, just trying to kill off the remainder of the game. And Buchanan will do that by circling back into his own end and giving it to Alfredson. And now time runs out in this hockey game, and the Ottawa Senators full value for their 4-1 victory over Buffalo.
Yes, sir. Once again tonight, they were the better hockey club. And it started with their goaltending. The goaltender, Ron Tugnut, simply played better than Steve Shields. And the Senators, excellent defense in their own zone, holding Buffalo to 25 shots on goal. But no second shots. There are very few rebounds or opportunities for Buffalo. And just a solid, disciplined performance again by a very fine hockey club here tonight.
Senators never trailed in this hockey game and end up skating off the ice with a 4-1 victory. And more importantly for Ottawa, a 1-game lead in the best-of-7 series.